and him were talking about it, and we're just assuming, you know, really, Falcon's fast, it's hyper. I don't want to dig too deep.
I'm sure there's some like little hidden joke or whatever.
Yeah, there's
like,
basically a
basically
story
whatever he's finding funny or amusing or interesting at the time. Like he'll put in references to anime he's watching. Yeah. He'll put in references to old memes that nobody knows anymore. It's great.
Sans tag.
Oh my God, am I commentating ORLY versus the Good Doctor in 2018?
This is a blast from the past.
Good Lord.
EXP Grand Finals.
The EXP, this is like Glen Ellen 2007 era tournaments.
Right. Yeah, those are pretty.
Like this is
back in the
old stuff. These guys have been around for a while, for longer than me.
Back when LSDX made Ness. Those were the days. Oh, good needle. That'll kill.
Yeah, so I don't know actually how active Jeff, the Good Doctor, has been recently.
Very active.
Okay.
He's been playing very frequently.
Because I didn't see him an awful lot in the last few years, but maybe he's coming back a little bit more, or maybe I just wasn't in town the same time as he was.
Yeah, life happens to all of us, and he had to. I'm sure he had to do some adult stuff, but now he's back.
Ah, so he's going by JeffWa now.
Yes, the Good Doctor.
JeffWa.
The artist formerly known as the Good Doctor is now JeffWa.
Yeah.
JeffWa indeed.
I feel like there's a shelf life to a Doctor Who-based name.
I would agree.
Woo!
Yeah, any reference to anything, rather.
That looked juicy, but really good DI on Jeff's part to get out of it. I like how I can just say Jeff now, because that's definitely how I would normally refer to him.
All it really needs to do is change his tag to Chris. and then the life will be in order. All right, cousin.
Yeah, it's that old like owl. Oh goodness, no DI on that whatsoever. Just straight down.
Jeff has not been getting punished at all for being so up in Chris's
Actually,
grill.
I say no DI. That was actually like death DI.
Negative DI.
Right.
He DI'd out. He actually might have DI'd out.
Whew.
Okay, it's the reset. Is this another kill?
No. Tournament winners out of it.
Could you have need from ledge? Could you have gotten there? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, Jeff is kind of far away.
If Sheik is forced to land on stage, Falcon has a free reverse knee.
Interesting.
Oh, gets the nipple spike out of it. I was surprised that hitbox connected. Didn't. He knew he needed to come up with the up air. He just didn't space it right. And it was a pretty safe forward air for JeffWa. It was an unsafe option to choose, but it was definitely his best one, I think, in that situation.
One of those damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That was such a good mix-up. He baited out the spot dodge with the double jump and then went in with the down air afterwards. Didn't get anything off of the tech chase, though, and now he's getting tech chased.
That's the life we live in sometimes.
Oh, butt grab.
That's a strange.
Falcon has a very strong butt. Oh, my God.
That's a tilter.
Ugh.
So, yeah, that was purely a weird input by Jeff with a weird dash attack. I think he might have been going for a pivot dash attack or maybe like a turnaround F tilt or something like that. Something more safe, but either way. Yeah, the rare missed ledge dash by Sheik.
All right, Fountain.
So we've talked earlier about how Falcon has trouble on this stage. Chris likes it. Chris said he enjoyed it. So,
yeah, I think part of it is that basically every Falcon in the world for a long time was just getting taken here constantly in any best of 5. So it was like a stage that they got pretty used to and they learned there's movement around it and stuff. So I don't think that most high-level Falcons these days are actually really going to get screwed up by movement on this stage. I think there's still other... Ooh, no DI.
No DI.
Yikes. Falcon kick kill at this level. Anyway.
It's crazy, the world we live in. All right, so Chris, once again, like he was on stream last set, he recovers with Nair, and it seems to work. JeffWa doesn't really know what to do, especially when the platform's not there. There's not a whole lot of options to cover. He just kind of gets on.
Yeah, the whole thing with recovering with an aerial is it works if they can't react to it in time.
Right.
And if they can't react to it in time, you die.
Essentially, yeah, that's how that works. Is this best of 5? Interesting. Let's go.
Yeah, it's top 4.
I love me some best of 5 sets, especially when it's up against 2 adversaries that are evenly matched.
I don't know who's actually in winner's side though. Maybe Quindolin.
Zamu's actually in winner's side grinds.
Nice.
Yep. We had a Champagne winners finals. Shabo against Zamu.
So it's Quindolin in second, in like losers finals?
Perhaps. No, it's Shabu in winners finals.
Shamu.
Shabu.
Oh, okay.
Shamu.
We've got Shamu the Dolphin making an appearance in Melee.
How does he play Melee?
That was not one of the characters that we expected for Ultimate, but hey, I mean...
We think we can get at this point.
Exactly. Like at this point after Goku, who do they really have left to put in that game? Don't know what ORLY's doing there. I mean, he's got the stocks to play with, but that's not a Falcon kick that you can really do.
JeffWa could be a little more liberal with his needles in this matchup, maybe. I could slow it down a lot and maybe force Chris to time his openings a little more.
Falling needles are definitely super scary. If you get those on a Falcon's shield, then you just fall and grab them, and there's nothing to do.
Yeah,
free frame advantage.
If Falcon sees a shield or a short hopping Sheik, they want to get underneath it, so they're gonna get hit with needles.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff in danger of getting 30'd. See where he's gonna go.
It's never a good look when he starts talking to his opponent a whole lot, because that means he's like talking his way through what bad it was that happened. It's kind of like a multi-layered John. That's my read on him.
Another dimension of Johning, if you will.
All right, so goes for the gentleman, doesn't get it, and it wouldn't have worked anyway. He gets grabbed.
Right. This is a pretty standard anti-Sheik stage.
Oh. Well, we'll see if he can come back from that. That hurts your soul.
It wasn't too bad because JeffWa kind of had the momentum in that instance. So it was tragic, sure, but here's what it is. Chris shakes those off pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with 4 stock to 3 lead is a much smaller lead than a 2 stock to 1 lead.
Right.
You've got all the time in the world to make that back up.
Chris getting punished for 78 for getting hit with that poof. Super important to respect Sheik's stage recovery in instances where you can't punish to death.
It really is a great combo tool, the up B. Like, you see it a lot more in other games, but I mean, Sheik's up B is a hitbox that you do have to respect when it comes out.
Yeah, I've seen instances where there's the double poof would go off and actually punish the opposing character twice for said failed edge guard.
Right, so and a lot of the time it'll cover him where, like, even if you dodge the first hitbox, the second one can still sometimes get you.
Absolutely. All right, that stops setting him up. Not able to connect with that knee, or he might have been going for another up air.
Oh, just freezes and shields in place, gets grabbed. Doesn't matter. Knee to the face. Oh, really bringing it back.
That's the matchup sometimes. Just Chris getting comboed and just going, no, knee, take it.
Yeah, it's super high level. The matchup is kind of just like touch of death. Like, Sheik gets her chain throws / tech chases. Falcon gets his tech chases. And, like, you get one grab, in theory, you can take that an awful long way.
Yep.
Given good reactions. So, it's never really out of the question for any given character.
Oh, no, not at all.
Especially when that can happen to a Sheik. And when Sheik is forced to recover, she's not a great character.
Stomp.
Didn't get up with it in time. Yeah, like,
strange.
I would have expected a ledge hop aerial. Like, I think the orthodox thing to do there is to stay on ledge, wait for Sheik to land and see where they land, and then just space a knee because you have all the landing lag time in the world.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that, but when Chris was trying to edge guard him, Jeff actually threw one needle, and it threw off his positioning ever so slightly, and Chris didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
So it was just those little things that you do when you're trying to recover.
Yeah, a jab, a Marth side B kind of thing, like that throws off people's timing all the time. Like they're moving forward to inputs they expected to be able to put out, and all of a sudden they're in hit stun and they don't come out.
Just like that. So Chris, pretty confident that he could take this set on Pokemon, so we shall see. I guess that grab. Another grab.
Yeah, because you have to also remember that there was an SD in that match, and
there was.
It definitely would have ended up differently if not for that.
Yeah, right. And it wasn't a he beat me mindset. It was I beat myself. So
right.
You just gotta
He also had pretty terrible DI on that last hit. He could have probably survived that, but even under the circumstances.
Was not the best. Stop knee.
Good DI on JeffWa's part for that. Gets on stage, should get reverse kneed, and doesn't.
Either way.
The reverse, I mean, okay. He screwed up with his momentum. He knew he should have had that because he got the Omsa tech on the right side. Like, that should have been a whole second lease on life. But that's why you go for the reverse knee, so Sheik can't do goofy stuff like that.
Yeah, Sheik's actually pretty proficient at mixing up her recovery, despite Poof being a beast of its own. All right, getting those needles. Should be charging the needles as much as humanly possible. I know he doesn't want to be charging needles on ledge.
It's not a good look for JeffWa, and he's going down here. I'm not sure once invincibility wears off, this is a good place for Sheik to be.
What a brave man. Any pit fight, Sheik will probably lose.
Okay, I'm surprised. He had a really good crouch cancel game, and that's part of the reason that worked out.
Yeah.
But you usually expect that Falcon's going to be the one who gets out of that scramble situation a little bit better.
Might have been a lucky shield stab. Either way.
Good needles. But I guess it forces Sheik on top of Falcon there, so maybe that is the better play. I don't know. I've never seen Sheik just go down there and spam up smashes like that. That was interesting.
I know when I go to this stage, I try to wait it out until the neutral transformation because this stage is not fun. A lot of jank, a lot of stuff that does not complement Sheik's aerials or Sheik's move kit as a whole, for that matter.
Interesting. He went in just right before the second hit of up tilt would have come down. Like, that was a really ballsy call out there. I'm surprised he didn't just wait for the move to finish.